Human, which candidates will be in the 2024 US presidential election? AI, it is currently not known who the candidates will be in the 2024 US presidential election, as it is still several years away. The candidates will be determined through the primary and caucus process of the Democratic and Republican parties. Some potential candidates may include current politicians and public figures, but it is impossible to say for certain at this time who will run and who will ultimately become the nominees for each party. Human, and yet, if we assume, then what candidates can be in the US presidential election in 2024? It is difficult to say for certain who the potential candidates for the 2024 US presidential election might be, as it is still several years away and much can change in the time. However, some names that have been mentioned as potential candidates include incumbent President Joe Biden, if he chooses to run for re-election, Vice President Kamala Harris, current members of Congress, governors, and other prominent politicians from both parties. On the Republican side, names such as former President Donald Trump, Governor Ron DeSantis, Governor Kristi Noem, Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Tim Scott, and Governor Larry Hogan are among those who could be in the running for the nomination. On the Democratic side, potential candidates could include Senator Bernie Sanders, Governor Andrew Cuomo, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, among others. It's important to note that this is just speculation and there are many other people who could run as well, and some of the mentioned people may choose not to run, while others not mentioned may decide to run. So it is impossible to say for sure who the candidates will be until closer to the election. Human, which of the candidates you mentioned do you think has the best chance of winning? AI, as a language model, I do not have the ability to predict the outcome of future events, including the outcome of the 2024 US presidential election. The outcome of an election can be influenced by many factors, including the state of the economy, global events, and the popularity of the candidates. Additionally, it is difficult to predict who the candidates will be and how the primary and caucus process will play out for each party. It's also important to note that the election is still several years away, and a lot can change in the time. Therefore, it would be inappropriate for me to make a prediction on who has the best chance of winning the 2024 US presidential election.